Hi guys, Matt here again from mattleachphotography.com. I hope you've all had a great week and have all been enjoying practicing my previous tutorials. As always, I'd love to see any images that you've created using the techniques that I've shown. Please feel free to tag me in any of the images you share on Instagram and I'll share my favourites throughout the week. This week I've got a great tip to show you on how you can make your highlights pop on a fashion image using the blend if mode. If you ever do a shoot where a model has skin on show and want to achieve that shiny skin glow on your image, then this is a great way to enhance the look in post-processing. Of course, when you shoot, it's always better to try and achieve the best results you can in the camera. So ask your model or get the team to make sure the model is well moisturised before you start shooting. So here we go with this shot of the lovely Alicia. As you can see, she already has some slight highlights up here on her shoulder and on her rib cage, but I still feel we can make the skin really shimmer and enhance her great body tone with a very simple technique. We start off by going down here and making a duplicate layer. If we click on this and then click Command J to make a duplicate layer, we're going to work on the top layer. The next thing we need to do is select 100% opacity brush and make sure our colour selection is white. And then we go over the image, we make the brush size about there, and we're going to go over the image and brush white paint over all the highlighted areas that we feel we can still enhance a bit. As you can see, you don't have to be careful about this. You can be very casual, and you'll see why in a bit. So everywhere there's a highlight you feel can add that nice shimmer to. There you go, and that's it. But obviously this looks ridiculous at the moment. Next we're going to go to the layer and we're going to double click on the thumbnail to bring up the layer style window, and like that, and make sure we're on this blending options tab. If we look towards the bottom of this window, we can see the blend if section, and for this technique we need to make sure we're on the grey, which is usually the default option anyway. Below this we've got two sets of sliders, this layer and the underlying layer. Very simply, this means the top slider affects the layer we have selected and the underlying layer affects the layer below. So what we need to do now is work on the underlying layer by moving this left hand marker here towards the whites, and you'll see my white painting disappear as it only applies my painting to the highlighted areas. So as we go down, you see. But as you can see, this is way too harsh and ugly. So how do we go about improving this? So if we take the marker back to where we started at the beginning of the layer, and this time we're going to split the marker by using Alt and Command and clicking on the marker, and you'll see the little white line in the middle has now changed to black, and it's split the marker in two. Now we can move the halves of the marker independently, and this allows us to soften the gradient that we achieved before. So if we go back to roughly where we were before with the right half of the marker and then bring the left half of the marker to point, now you can see it's a much softer effect and much more realistic looking. Now depending how harsh we are, we can go from a glossy wet look to a nice moisturised sheen, which is more the effect we're looking for on this image. Now we can still overdo it a little bit, so I'm going to go to about that area there, and we're going to add the final touch by going up here to the blending mode, and we're going to select soft light. And as you can see, that now fades it in even more subtly, perhaps a little bit too much. So what we can do here is we can just move this marker a little bit back that way, and maybe this one as well. to bring it back a bit. There we go. Now she looks nice and moisturised. So now we just click OK. And if I toggle this layer on and off, you can see the difference it's made. We've got a lovely shine on the skin. This technique is great for lots of similar enhancements. It works great on high key wet look images or sweaty fitness looks. You can even change a matte lipstick to a glossy wet look in a beauty image. So I hope you like this quick tip, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. Thanks for watching, take care everyone, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.